All right, so what we need to look at is in your book on page 142. In your book on page 142, we're going to talk about writing and solving equations. We talked about the other day, this is not going anywhere. Solving problems involving sum of angles in a triangle. How many degrees are in a triangle? How many degrees are in a triangle? You should have said 180 degrees. All right. Then solving equations involving angle relationships. We talked about complementary and supplementary last time we met, and so now we're going to talk about something that is a little bit more in depth. All right. So vertical angles are pairs of non-adjacent angles formed when two lines intersect. They share a vertex but have no common rays. Okay. So the vertex is right here where the four angles meet. All right. Angles 1 and 3, that's why they're highlighted in yellow, are congruent, are the same size. As you can tell, they're the big angles in this particular example. And angles 2 and 4 are congruent, are the same size, and as you can tell, they're the smaller angles, or the acute angles in this particular example. Now, if you want to take a moment, non-adjacent means that they're not next to each other. All right, so they're a special type of angle. All right, let's move along. So I kept the definition up here just to kind of remind you and to help me remember so you can easily see it. So it says two angles are vertical angles. One angle measures 3x and the other measures 63. Whether you put the 3x in the big angle or 63 in the big angle, that's not a huge deal at this moment, but think about it realistically. Is 63 degrees make more sense to be in the obtuse or the big angle, or the acute, the small angle? So that's why I put 63 here and 3x here. Okay, so then that gives us our 5a. Then it says write an equation to show the relationship. So we talked about supplementary angles. If you take out this angle right here, okay, almost put your hand over the screen and cover it, then this right here is a straight line, which we know measures 180 degrees, cut by this ray right here, meaning these two angles are what? It's a word that we learned the other day. Supplementary. And supplementary equals how many degrees? You should have said 180. So these two angles added together equal 180 degrees. This angle measures what? 3x. This angle measures what? 63. So if I add 3x plus 63, it should give me 180 degrees. Now we're just solving a two-step equation. Draw your line, circle your term with your variable. What do you need to do to both sides? What do you need to do to both sides? Well, we need to subtract 63. That 63 is positive to start out, so the opposite would be subtract. So subtract 63. What is left when we do that? Well, we have a 3x over here, and what's 180 minus 63? 117. Okay, same thing. Now I have a one-step equation. I'm going to draw my line. Circle my term with my variable. So this time we're going to circle our actual variable because we're going to get it alone by itself. What operation is being done when two numbers are next to each other? Multiplication. So the opposite would be division. So I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. Whatever you do to one side of the line, have to do the other side of the line. What is 117 divided by 3? 39. I know you can't see it very well. 39. Okay? Write an equation to show the relationship, then solve the equation for x. So did we do what they asked us to do? Good. So our answer for this particular problem is x equals 39. It is not degrees, it is 39. All right? Looking at page 143. Looking at page 143. And number 6. Up here I have, and feel free to pause it and write this down, 3 angles inside of a triangle measure 180 degrees. You know that from 5th grade, 6th grade on, okay? That's something that you're going to keep needing to know as you go up in math. So, if C is 60 degrees and B is 45 degrees, how in the heck are we going to find this missing angle right here? How many degrees are in a triangle? 180. Tells us this right here if you don't remember. So, these 3 angles equal 180. So the 2 angles right here, what do they equal? How would you find that? Add them together. What does that give you? 105. What do the 3 angles add up again to? 180. So if I start with 180, what do you think you would do with that 105? Subtract it. And when you do that, what do you get? 75. Okay? We just added 60 degrees, 45 degrees, and got 105. Start with 180, the total triangle, take away what we know, equals 75. This is very similar to the complementary and supplementary that you did last time we met, that you did when we were doing our homework. All right? Now we bring in the more difficult, okay? We're getting higher in math. We got to do a little bit more difficult stuff. So, just like we talked about the other day, these 3 angles equal 180. So our ending number is going to be 180 degrees. Okay? Remember when we talked about the supplementary and the complementary and we said, you know, this is the first angle, what does that one equal? So what does measure of angle D equal in the triangle right now? X. Okay? We want to add the next angle. What is angle E right now as it's in the triangle? X plus 10. What is angle F right now inside the triangle? 2x plus 2. All right? And again, angle D, E, and F added together equals 180 degrees. They use A, B, and C up here, but it's still a triangle no matter what the letters on the outside say. Okay? Now, using our equation, we're just going to combine like terms first. So, if you look at these things, what is alike? What is alike? I have an X, I have an X, I have an X. How many X's is this? 1. How many X's is this? 1. So how many X's are that? 2. How many X's does this represent? 2. Add it to my original 2x right here, and that gives me 4 X's. All right? 1x plus 1x plus 2x is 4x. Now combine your other numbers, right? These we call those dollars. I like to refer to them as dollars. So if this is $10 and this is $2, they're both being added. How many dollars is that? $12. Still equaling 180 degrees. Now we have a 2-step equation. Circle my term with my variable. What's being done to the 12 right now? Being added. So what's the opposite? Being subtracted. So subtract 12 from both sides. That leaves me with 4x equals, what's 180 minus 12? 180 minus 12. Should get 168. All right? Now, circle my variable. What do I do to both sides? Divide by 4. What is 168 divided by 4? What is 168 divided by 4? And you should get 42. Again, this is not degrees. This is what x equals. Okay? So solve the equation and find the value of x. We did that. So this right here is our equation, and then this right here is us solving it, okay? Then it says, find the measure of all three angles. So, angle, let's start with D. Angle D is equal to X, right? What is X equal to? 42. And so because now we're talking about the angle measurement, we're going to put the degree symbol. So this is going to be 42 degrees. Angle E is what? X plus 10. Well, what is X? 42. So this is 42 plus 10, and that gives you what? 52. So this is going to be 52 degrees. Now the last one, angle F. Angle F is equal to 2x plus 2. What is x equal again? 42. So 42 goes where X was, plus 2. Well, when two numbers are next to each other like this, what does that mean? Multiply. So it's 2 times 42. 84 plus 2 is 86 degrees. All right? And again, if you go back and you take, excuse me, 42, add it to 52, and add it to 86, you should end up with 180 degrees. If it does not work out when you check like that, then you know you did something wrong. So this is a really good way to check yourself. Maybe you're struggling with the two-step equations, or maybe you didn't, combine like terms right or set it up right, things like that. So again, we worked with triangles, and we worked with more complex of figuring out how to find missing angles and how to find x's. We also worked with our vertical angles. So that's all you have for this video, so you can continue on through the module.